few of us are getting, right? So today's topic discussion is to to boost motivation and to help you out how to get admitted in IITs and also before 2010 or 12, there were very few, बहुत कम लोगों को पता है अभी भी कि IITs are now following the same pattern what our universities are following, right? So they have, let's move to the next slide. So they have the UG programs also, which you all know, BTech and all. BS programs are also there, BS in economics or BS in science, and also anyone can get admission in bachelor's also, right? But yeah, these are, you have to clear JE for getting admitted in UG program. So we'll be less focusing on UG program, rather we'll be more focusing on the research and integrated program, because almost most of you are in your PG, right? So from here, you will be moving towards the research and the integrated research program, right? So these are the programs which IITs are offering. So let's talk about the research and integrated program. So generally you can note it down using your notebook and pen, right? So research program, mainly they have PhD programs or integrated. So integrated programs are those programs where simultaneously two programs IITs are offering, where you will be having a master's degree and a PhD degree also at the end of the tenure of your program, right? Now coming to these two programs, integrated and research. So generally PhD have different types. So currently I am enrolled in regular full-time PhD scholar with HTRA fellowship. So HTRA is half-time research assistantship, which is like assistantship provided by the Ministry of Education. So I'm getting the same amount what a GRF scholar are getting in the university after clearing GRF, right? So this is the same amount the Minister of Education are giving to the IITs and CFTIs, you can say, right? So this is the one program through which you can get admission for. But for this you have to let's move to the eligibility and selection procedure, right? So for this you have to clear the these type of gate. Most of you have, I believe, have given this exam today or previous Sunday, or you have to clear the NET exam, right? And for CAT and JAM for IIMs and IITs, right? And let's skip the JE part because this is for UG only, right? So through this, why you want to clear NET and GAT? To get that scholarship. That's it. But IITs have other programs also through which you will be getting. So many faculties, they have project, and what project do? Project do some kind of research, and that research can be converted into a thesis. And obviously, if it is a project, then it should be funded by some funding agency from just like ICSSR, DST, ICHR, or any other private funding agency like Tata has some funding agencies and Reliance has also. So these are the project PhD, and there you can get more scholarship as compared to what we are getting after clearing the NET and GATE. But again, NET and GATE, what people look during the eligibility criteria, and these are the a national level exam which give you some kind of certificate that yes, you have some kind of knowledge, right? So better to clear GATE and NET so that you will be recognized easily in some a crowd of there are like बहुत सारे लोग organize attend करते हैं, है ना? So apart from this direct entry, there are some lateral entry also. So every institute organize its own exam through lateral process. And one more thing I'll be telling to you regarding the admission. So generally CFTIs advertise 2 times a year for PhD incomings. So one during the August and one during the one you can say summer season and one you can say winter season. So 2 times they advertise. So you have to regularly check their websites and all. And again, one interesting information for you people, those who belong to special categories. IITs and CFTIs do advertise special drive for social categories, those who belong to SC, ST and OBC and EWS, right? So you have to regularly check the institute websites. First you target institute and then you try to get admitted into that institute, right? This is how you can go to some premium institute. So you can note it down, any kind of question in the interaction session. I'll be clearing your doubts and all. And obviously, my Hindi is not very good while presenting something, but yeah, I'll be managing, right? So let's come to the interview part where the mostly interview decides your admission. So I'll be talking about some key information and key concept. How to crack interview of IITs and all. But obviously it's true, before reaching to the interview part, you have to clear the institute exam and you have to clear the GATE and NIT, which the teacher like Mr. Rahul can help you in clearing these kind of things, right? And obviously Akash will also help in clearing NIT, GATE and the competitive exams, right? So, coming to the interview part, let's skip the written and, these are the important, obviously, and will require the further presentation and further, guidance and all. But yeah, today's presentation motive is to build your, interest of doing PhD. Without interest, you can't do, and almost you can ask any of the PhD scholar, they have somehow interest. So that's why they are surviving. Otherwise, you will not be survive, while doing PhD. Then I'll be recommending you to do some kind of job-oriented programs and get admitted into some MNCs or start preparing for the government services, right? So these are the few types of question which generally panel asked. So these are the first is the behavioral question where some situation will be given to you and they'll be telling you to answer this question. So star method is the best method through which you can clearly answer these kind of questions. So star stands for the situation. You need to explain the situation, right? What the situation you have at that time faced at that time, the task you have performed, and the action you have taken, and what result you have got. Right. So one question I'll be asking, how you have cleared the NET. So you can explain the situation I started reading these books. I followed ShodhYatra. I talked to Mr. Rahul and they guided me. So this is the task you have performed. And what actions you have followed? You have followed them, whatever the guidance they have provided. And the result is that you have clear the NET or whatever the national exam. So this is how you can answer these type of questions. Then coming to the traditional questions, where these are the few questions which almost every panel asks. Why do you want to do PhD? Introduce yourself. Tell me something unique about your CV. These are the basic questions which almost every panel asks, as I said earlier also, right? So, I'll be giving you a few tips and trick also, to answer these kind of questions in the subsequent slides, right? There will be some case questions also, like why are you interested in this program? Why you want to join IIT Mandi, or why you want to join any institute, right? So this should be pre-prepared. There are set of questions you should prepare before going to the interview. But again, don't answer it like कि रट के आए हो. वैसा नहीं लगना चाहिए. It seems like कि आप जो बोल रहे हो वो उसी टाइम सोच के बोल रहे हो. Are you getting my point? You should smart enough to present yourself. So I mean पहले से रटा रटाए भी हो तो बताना नहीं है कि रट के गए हैं, right? So there are some role play questions also, like what experiences makes you good candidate, right? And these should be like questions you should pre-prepare yourself for the interview. Then again, coming to the domain specific questions, like how did you develop your research proposal, or whether you are a literature student or whether you are a economics student or a history student, your basics should be clear, right? बेसिक से ज्यादा नहीं पूछते हैं. what we think कि अगर हम इंटरव्यू में जा रहे हैं तो पता नहीं कितना टफ होगा, क्या होगा, बट I'm frankly telling you, बेसिक से ज्यादा कुछ भी नहीं पूछते हैं वो. They know the education system, they know how we study, they know we do last night fight before the exam. So see, faculties are smart enough. The people like us are, in future will be faculty. So we know how we travel through this path. So we can't be over smart in front of them. So these are some tips you should keep in your mind, right? So yeah, for your domain, this should be, you can focus on your domain. This should be, 70% you should focus on this. A thumb rule, my experience is saying you should prepared with your domain questions, right? Whether you are coming from economics, so the only basics, nothing else, right? And there will be brain teasers also. So these in brain teasers or puzzles, these are the basic, these are the questions mainly asked during the IAS or some kind of competitive exam interviews, right? Where they usually ask कि हाँ भाई तुम्हारे शर्ट में कितने बटन है, कितनी सीढ़ियाँ क्रॉस करके आए हो. So these are the brain teasers and puzzles, right? And obviously current affairs. So current affairs, they can ask about G20 or Y20 or any of the current scenario which is highlighted at national or international level. Obviously not include those kind of कि भाई उसके चक्कर में इसने लड़ाई कर ली. These are not comes under current affair. I believe you guys are aware of it, right? So these are the type of, they are, again, I'm telling you, these are the few guidelines I'm telling you, but again, the interview is not restricted to these questions only. Interview is like, I'm telling you, it's where your luck matters. Everyone is doing hard work and everyone is hardworking. Everyone aspire to get admission in PhD and IITs and CFTI. But again, the interview is the process where your luck matters. That's it. So so this is how you can tackle your interview through these type of questions, where you should be pre-prepared. And for pre-preparation, I'll give you how to prepare. Like you note down the 20 to 30 questions on your note sheet. 20-25 क्वेश्चन लिख लो और उसके आंसर एकदम बना लो, पॉलिश्ड आंसर. उसको मतलब याद कर लो, वो आएगा ही आएगा. इंट्रोड्यूस योरसेल्फ. नाउ when someone will ask in the panel, introduce yourself. So what they are looking for, don't introduce like you are XYZ coming from UP or Bihar or any part of India. They are very little interested in your native belonging or a place where you are coming from. Rather, they are more interested, or they'll be looking into your academics, like how you build your career and how you are suitable of being a researcher, right? So introduction should be like that only, and you should prepare two types of introduction also. Like one should be short, 1 or 2 minute introduction, where you'll be just coming, telling your name, that I'm Shubham Ranjan and I have done my bachelor's in economics from University of Delhi, and then after I decided through my interest that I should do masters, and then I joined Banaras Hindu University. And again, during my master's career, I did dissertation, and there I built my, I planned to do PhD to contribute something towards the literature. And so this kind of intro you should prepare, a short intro and a long intro also. and it should be like, it should attract someone, and panel should be, they are looking for your confidence also and your decision making process. So this is what they look for, right? And one more tip, like you should not tell lie to them. If you're telling lie, you should be smart enough to handle those situation also, and be precise. I'm telling you, you should if you know the answer, bhai wahi batao. If you don't know the answer, tell them ki this I need to check because I have forgot and I have not, like तुमने revise नहीं किया है, right? So झूठ नहीं बोलना है. For example, suppose being panelist, I am asking you define inflation, right? So you can't tell a lie to me because I am the expert in that field. So if your answer should be to the point during the conversation, right? So these are few tips and tricks where I'll be like you should follow, right? So obviously we can see our degree does matters and the written exam does matters, but what I believe for getting admission, or not only PhD, after PhD you'll be appearing for some job also at assistant professor. You will be joining assistant professor, right? So there you have to face interview again, right? After the institute will be verifying your API, and based on API they'll be calling you for the appear in the interview. So there you have to follow these things only, right? So it's a lifetime suggestions for you people, like how to prepare yourself. So these are the few points you should focus. Obviously, you can Google it, and it is available on Google. On Google, 100 points you'll get. But these are the few basic things which you can't search on Google, like the basic wala thing ki apne subject mein don't go to the advanced, and don't be overconfident of anything. Economics mein he is the faculty. तुम्हें तो मतलब 2 मिनट में तुम्हें पानी पिला देगा, और literature में he is the master. So don't tell a lie to them. They know everything. The panelist is very smart and they are the researcher, topmost institute researcher, right? Obviously, listen them carefully and take time to answer some question. Take time, prepare that question in the backside of your mind, and then you start giving answer. So we do these things during our written exam also. So what we do when we write answer, what we do, we think for some time and then we start writing. So this is how you have to answer during the interview, right? And obviously I suggested you to be prepared to answer some intensive behavioral questions also. There will be some, the questions, there will be some set of questions for you prepare, but there are some set of questions, but you cannot expect like they'll ask anything like, suppose तुमने बताया कि मेरा घर सासाराम है, so what is famous in Sasaram? Why it is famous? So these type of questions they can ask. So be prepared for that also. I'm telling you, interview is not restricted to these sets of points, and you can say these are the not parameters to tell कि हाँ भाई इतना ही पढ़ लो और interview हो जाएगा, नहीं होगा, ठीक है? So presence of mind should be one of the factor you should look for. So yeah, these are the tips and tricks how to face interview, and you have to be market yourself, and you have to be bold while facing interview and all, right? Don't be ashamed of anything. Don't feel shy. Don't feel nervous, right? These are the things you should avoid. And see how these things you'll be getting through practice. Without practicing, you will you cannot clear even NET also. So practice. Obviously we hear this quote that practice makes a man perfect. So and obviously Mr. Rahul and Mr. Akash, both of you continuously pushing you to practice. By practice set लगाओ, जितना से जितना लगाओगे उतना मतलब होगा. So keep practicing. Or practice को interest बनाओ, so that you'll be like I'm telling you, I bet you like you can clear the NET exam or GATE exam or any kind of interview through these set of parameters, right? So let's move to the most interesting slide. Like, is it necessary to speak English in an interview? Yes, you have heard it right. It is necessary. I mean, we all know because of the communication, it's what people look for nowadays, right? And why English is needed? I'm telling you because see, you have to, do conferences. You have to go to foreign countries, right? You have to write some journal papers. You have to write your thesis. So see, it's a matter of debate on the language. Why English, not Hindi, and all. So don't go through that political context. But I mean, if you want to do, then you should do politics and all, and you should change the nation. But yeah, currently, as per the current need and all, yeah, English is important. But there is a catch. I mean, you may not, need a accent, or you should not be, grammatically correct while communicating. So, I mean, what matters is, what you think. You should be able to communicate your ideas and the content, which is, revolving around your mind and what answer you want to give. That matters. Apart from this, your accent or your grammar doesn't matter, because we all are aware that we are good at writing, but somehow because of the environment, we are unable to speak good English, right? So it's all about environment also. So मैं एक आपको बात बताता हूँ for the language a tip. हम भोजपुरी कैसे सीखें या फिर हम हिंदी कैसे सीखें? हम हिंदी इसलिए सीखें क्योंकि हम उसी माहौल से आते हैं, हम उसी कल्चर से आते हैं. So I'm telling you, for the English, if you want to speak, अगर मैं तुम्हें यहाँ से उठा के सीधे USA में 15 दिन रख दूंगा, तो तुम्हें सर्वाइव, जिसको बोलते हैं ना सर्वाइवल ऑफ द फिटेस्ट, सर्वाइव करने के लिए तुम 15 दिन में फराटेदार इंग्लिश बोलना स्टार्ट कर दो. So this is the way you learn some language. So we know English जो है वो हमारा native language नहीं है. हमारी language जो है हिंदी है, भोजपुरी है. Those who are coming from West Bengal, Bengali है, Odia है, कोई भी language है, Marathi है, Malayali है, etc. So these are the native language and local language. We never learn, but we know how to speak. So how we know? Because we are coming from that place. That's it. So yeah, I'm telling you, speaking English is not a big deal. You will learn throughout the process of your career, right? So yeah, but for the time being, when you are applying to the CFTIs, like topmost institutes, they'll be looking the content. Like, are you able to present that content clearly or not? That's it. Grammar doesn't matter. The accent doesn't matter, right? But why English is important, I have already told you. Like, they'll be looking for your journal paper in a good international journal. The thesis should be in English and all. So these are the parameters which almost all the countries are following, except for few like China and Japan, right? So yeah, this is important, and I'm telling you, it's not very tough to speak in English. What you need is the confidence and the regular practice. The practice should be there. Try to communicate with your friends. Start with few words, and then try to connect these words with a few grammars and all. And again, you'll be seeing some improvement in your English speaking, right? That's it, nothing else, right? So let's talk about the goal of research proposal. Obviously, before going to the interview, you have to prepare such proposal, right? So any किसी का क्वेश्चन है क्या? कोई क्वेश्चन है तो बताइए. ज्योति, yes.
Guys, if anybody has any kind of query, do ask your question. Okay.
Yeah.
Feel free to ask. अगर आपके पास कोई भी दुविधा, कोई समस्या, संकट, किसी भी प्रकार का कोई भी क्वेश्चन है, प्लीज आप बताएं.
Or what I'll be suggesting you to keep your question for the interaction session where I'll be like resolving your queries at the end of this presentation, right? So note it down your questions, and then we'll be discussing this in the detail. Don't worry, I have time. So, okay. So, let's not break the flow of the presentation, right? So, okay. So, what is the goal of a research proposal? Let's talk about something which should you know, because you all are looking for your career as a researcher or as an academician, right? So, I mean, for applying to IIT or any institute, in fact, any university, everyone asks for a proposal. And why they are asking for a proposal? Because we know you are a young mind who can bring some kind of unique research question, which we don't know. So we all know how the laws of motion in physics has developed by the scientist Newton's, right? So what he observed, सबने देखा था कि जो एप्पल है वो पेड़ से टूटता है तो नीचे ही गिरता है, but he asked question, why it is falling down only, why it is not flying like a bird, right? So he started doing literature means कि अब previous जो पढ़ाई हुई उस पे वो पढ़ना स्टार्ट कर दिया, उसके बाद उसको पता लगा कि वो ऐसा तो कुछ है ही नहीं, तो इस पे काम करना होगा, राइट? और फिर उसने पाया कि वो दिस इज हैपनिंग बिकॉज ऑफ द ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्सेस, राइट? सो दिस इज हाउ you can come to a research question, and research question should not be it should be little rigid. I mean, if I'll be asking you कि भाई सूरज जो है वो कहाँ से निकलता है, तो everyone will can easily answer कि हाँ भाई वो तो पूरब से निकलता है, ईस्ट से. But when I'll be asking कि भाई सूरज जो है वो पूरब से ही क्यों निकलता है, then some of you may be little skeptical कि भाई क्यों होता है, maybe because of the rotation and revolution theory, right? So ये question ये नहीं है कि मतलब कहाँ से निकलता है, क्वेश्चन ये है कि क्यों निकलता है. So 5 W's and 1 H is important for any researcher. So 5 W's, why, when, where, right, what, and 1 H, how, right? So these are the things you should keep in your mind before preparing your research proposal. So if you are coming from a literature background, so you study some novels and all, so you should be curious about those novels and all. If you study Shakespeare, right, and many novels you study, so I have little idea about the literature research, but yeah, I can more explain these things through the economics research and all, right? So so this is the primary goal of research, to present your plan to anyone, and these are the Googled points which you can get on the easily you can Google it, right? So goal to secure funding if you are an assistant professor, right? So or if you want to apply for a PhD, so what's your plan, how will achieve your plan. So this is a proposal for anything. You should have a proposal, not only for research, but if you are looking for anything, like if you are going for a job, you should have a proposal in your mind, like how you will be achieving that goal, right? So this is a little discussion about the research proposal. So these are the basic idea about the structure of the research proposal, where generally it should be around 2,000 to 3,500 words, 4 to 7 pages long, and the font size should be 12, and the font it should be Times New Roman with bold title and 1.5 spacing. So these are the general parameters you should follow. And one I forgot to mention one thing. The line should be justified. ऐसा नहीं है कि single indent line नहीं होना चाहिए. It should be justified. जो दोनों साइड से बराबर होना चाहिए. It should look clear. I can show you some sample research proposals also, or some sample papers, journal papers. So from there you will be getting idea like how to write such kind of attractive research proposal. Attractive not in terms of कि photo डाल दिए या फिर graphs बना दिए. Attractive in terms of it should be neat and clean. You have whatever you have written and you have followed the same kind of evenness throughout the proposal, right? It brings, attractiveness. So the content or a structure, you can say, title should be there. I mean, it should be, concise, descriptive, and informative. बहुत बड़ा title भी नहीं होना चाहिए, बहुत छोटा भी नहीं होना चाहिए, and it should be around in between 8 to 10 words or 5 to 10 words, right? 15 you can also write, but it depends. I mean, what kind of proposal you are having, right? And the title then followed by abstract. It should be standalone, and abstract is a crux of your proposal. So generally, when a guide or a supervisor, what they look for the cleanness of your proposal. कि हाँ भाई, इसको आता भी है कि नहीं लिखने, वर्ड पे काम करने आता है कि नहीं, पहले ये देखते हैं एक बार स्क्रॉल करके. Then they read title कि क्या है भाई, इसने क्या कर रखा है, क्या मन है इसका, right? तो टाइटल भी अच्छा लगा, तो then we go through the abstract, which is around 2 to 3 words, and we read abstract and where you can build your impression. So abstract में ही बता देना है कि भाई जो भी हो तुम खतरनाक हो, मतलब भयंकर वाला रिसर्चर हो, मतलब एकदम जो भी तुम्हारे रिजल्ट्स आएंगे, that definitely going to help the society and obviously academia and the research community, right? So abstract को तो खतरनाक लिखना है. खतरनाक मतलब ये नहीं कि मारने पीटने वाला, in the sense कि it should bring, attraction to someone कि अरे भाई मतलब बढ़िया है. Then abstract में impression जमा दिया, so what we do, we read your introduction कि भाई how he has done some kind of background literature or how he has built his arguments in the introduction part, where you cite something from the literature, right? And then you can you have to present the tentative methodology also, where you have to write the objective of your proposal, the hypothesis if you have. Generally, when you should know about the research methodology. If everyone is aware of it, they may know the need of hypothesis, and what kind of researchers present the hypothesis. Normally when the researchers have some, they are following the objectivity in their research, so they formulate hypothesis. Otherwise, generally in subjectivity kind of thing, we do not formulate hypothesis, right? And yeah, obviously research questions should be there. So objective and research questions, these two things are, important part of any proposal. And questions, already I have told you, like what kind of question should be there. I mean, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि सूरज जो है वो कहाँ से निकल रहा है, वो सबको पता है. ऐसा होना चाहिए कि भाई वो पूरब से ही क्यों निकल रहा है, right? So this is the question you should ask, right? So ऐसा है. And then if you are coming from the stats background or economics background, so वहाँ आप वहाँ आप use कर सकते हैं variables where you have independent variable, dependent variable and all. So since the demography is a mixed demography, so we're not talking about the statistical tools and variables and all. So yeah, data sources, everyone should be aware of it. I mean, whether you are a literature student or whether you are whether you are working on a primary data or secondary data, it should be there. Sample size, again, for those people who do, objectivity kind of research. And obviously budget should be there. But one unique feature of IITs is that they give you, very good atmosphere for research. They give you contingency. They give you funds for, attending international conferences. And the funds are, they are giving you a good amount. Up to 2 lakhs for attending, international conferences and all. So different IITs have their own, funding attraction, right? So you can check their PhD ordinances, and there you will be getting more idea, right? And you can present your idea through the charts and Gantt charts and pie charts and all. And after methodology, there should be conclusion and followed by the bibliography and results. So one interesting thing which is not there in the proposal is the result, right? So you can't give result in your proposal. So result is the thing you'll be like finding during your whole research career or whole PhD career. So result should not be there in the research proposal. If you'll be mentioning the result, then obviously what is going to be happen, right? So this is nothing new in the literature. So result should not be there, rather conclusion should be there, right? And discussion can be, I mean, you can include discussion also. So citations you'll be including in the introduction and the conclusion, discussion part, where those citations which you have cited will be visible in the references. The rest, the uncited part, should be like mentioned in the bibliography. Right. So this is the basic format of the research proposal, where you should follow this format only, and try to keep your research proposal neat and clean, which is the first thing we generally look. The first screening we do for any PhD entrance. So we generally look for these things only, right? So coming to the future talks and workshops, so these are the tentative talks we can if on the request I'll be talking about, and again it is not limited to these topics only. So how to write research proposal, learning some referencing software, how to cite something within a click, only enter click, and you will be getting APA, MLA, or IEEE, or any kind of journal citations, right? For the stats people or the economics people, we can use data analysis using Stata, MS Excel, SPSS, RStudio. These are, these are the alien words for the literature people and those who do subjective research, right? Statistical methods we can talk. And yeah, one more thing, the research methodology. You all should know the research methodology. Before starting your research career, do read about the research methodology books. I can share you with some books also. So this, everyone should know what kind of research we do and how what methodology we follow. And obviously, there are few questions the NT asked during the NET exam also from the research methodology part.